Okay, hey everyone, and thanks for joining our seventh demo. We haven't seen each other for a month since February, so today I have a lot to share. And today the main topic is how we start the new epic of big features and its multi-sig account and multi-sig operations. And let me share my screen with the slides. And I will show you what I'm going to share with you today. Okay, so yeah, let's start. So today I'm not going to be alone. Stepan will be helping me because the multi-sig accounts and multi-sig operations is something where you are not usually alone. Someone always help you to sign the operation and participate in the process of signing. So that's why our demo may be really specific today. So let's start why we started to work on the multi-sigs and watching different channels and talking to different people in the community. We figure out a few pain points of usage of multi-sig accounts and multi-sig operations. And here is some of them. So the first question is, why should I create a multi-sig account if someone already has created it? So I'm a signatory, my friend is signatory. We are creating the multi-sig account, and in the existing tools, I have to recreate it too, even if my friend has already created it. So why should I do it? I don't understand. Why, if someone creates it, I won't see it in my application? The next question is why I can't create a multi-sig operation if I have enough funds, if I have enough tokens to pay a fee. There is a deposit that isn't described well in the application. I'd like to understand what is a multi-sig operation deposit, why I should pay it, and will it be returned to me and when? Because in some networks, the multi-sig deposit is really huge. And the last question that users face when signing the multi-sig operation at the final step with a final signing, what is the call data? And how I can get this call data on the last step, and who can share it with me? I don't know. So these 4 pain points that we focused on and want to solve in our application. So let's go through some theory points in order to understand how the multi-sig account works, and it will help us to make a good solution. So multi-sig account is composed of an array of signatories. For example, on this screen, you see that Alice and Bob are signatories of a multi-sig account. And there is a threshold, and the threshold is a number of approvals that operation should have in order to be executed. So if I create the operation from the name of a multi-sig account, I should sign it. And if threshold is 2, someone else should sign it. And another thing that if you know the set of signatories and the threshold, you can derive or get the account address and check it funds. But only signatories, it's the persons who control these accounts, may sign these operations. So you can check this account even if you don't know the private key of a signatory, but only having a private key of a signatory you can make the operation from this multi-sig account. And the multi-sig account itself is keyless, so you don't have any private key that allows you to make the operation by your own from the name of a multi-sig account. So it's always the threshold that should be reached when you work with a multi-sig account. So now we know what is a multi-sig account and what is a threshold. And what is a multi-sig operation? So multi-sig operation is an operation that is being made from the name of a multi-sig account. And there is a person that's called depositor. And the depositor is the account who initiates the transaction. Or if to say in other words, who make the first signing of the operation. And the depositor has to reserve the deposit. And what is a deposit? Deposit is the amount of tokens that should be reserved on the depositor's account, on the personal account of a signatory. And the deposit will be unreserved when the multi-sig operation will be executed or cancelled. And if to say in other words, the deposit is an economic cost of the storage space, because when you make a multi-sig operation, the information about it and about the signatories and about the signing process should be stored somewhere on chain. And for this storage, the deposit should be reserved. And when the multi-sig is executed or cancelled, the storage is freed. And when it's freed, there is no need to store the deposit more. And here is a formula how the deposit is calculated. So the deposit base and deposit factor is always constant for every network. And we see that the deposit, the size of the amount of deposit depends on the threshold. So it means that if the threshold is 2, the signing will be fast because only 2 approvals should be made. If a threshold is 10, it means that 10 signatories should sign the operation, and it will take more time, and that's why the deposit will be bigger. And on this picture, you see that Alice creates a transfer from the name of a multi-sig account, and Alice has to reserve a deposit on the personal account, on the signatories account. So now we know that there is a deposit, there are some pains with the multi-sig account creation, multi-sig operations. And what we decided to do, we are trying to solve these issues in 2 directions. The first direction is to allow the signatories to exchange the data about account creation, operation signing, and operation canceling. In other words, we think about the communication channel that will be built in the Omni application, and using this communication channel, signatories will exchange the data. So if someone creates the multi-sig account, another signatory who uses the Omni application will get this account automatically, and he shouldn't derive this account by himself. And also the call data will be shared, some description of the multi-sig operation, and all the events will be shared. And from another hand, we are working on the UI and the UX in order to improve the view and the approach how the signatories work with a multi-sig account. So we are showing the signing process. We are going to make a human readable transaction details, not just the call data or call hash. It should be a human readable description like transfer 10 dots to the account, and maybe some description like this is a salary or this is for a dinner, like that. And also our solution should work on any chain that has a multi-sig palette. And it's more than 50 chains. So if there is a multi-sig palette, you will be able to make multi-sig operations using the Omni application. And also we are showing and explaining the multi-sig deposit so that the user will understand that he has or has not enough tokens, and when these tokens will back to him. And with all these things, we are continue to be secure, durable, and decentralized. So this is a solution, but how we are going to achieve it? And our solution is called the Omni Matrix Protocol, or if to be short, OMP. And I think that, many people in ecosystem are familiar with Matrix and the element chat that uses the Matrix. So OMP is based on the Matrix. And Omni Matrix Protocol is an open standard. So the standard will be published and everyone can use it. And we are going to provide our reference implementation that guarantees that if you implement this standard in this way, it will work for 100%. And because we are using Matrix, it's decentralized, so anyone is able to run the own Matrix server. The enterprises can run Matrix server, individuals can run Matrix server and use it. And also it's chain independent because Matrix is another application, so it's run somewhere and doesn't know anything about the blockchains. And if to be short, what is Matrix and why we selected it? It's open source, it's secure, and it's decentralized. And also it allows to make real-time communication. That's really important when you need to sign transaction really fast. Just imagine if you have to gather 20 signatories. Yeah, so you can do it really quick if you have real-time communication. And now I'll try to explain how it works on these schemas. So let's go case by case. So first thing that people usually do is create a multi-sig account. And we have Bob and Alice. And Bob creates a multi-sig account with Alice with a threshold 2. And now we have matrix. And for each multi-sig account, the matrix room will be created. And it will be created only for this multi-sig account. And Alice, who used the Omni and connected to the matrix 2, get the room invitation. And Omni recognizes from the invitation that it's a multi-sig account and adds it automatically to the Alice Omni application. So Alice will be able to use it, and Alice shouldn't derive it by herself. So the next thing is creating the multi-sig operation. So how it works? Bob creates the operation from the name of a multi-sig account. And also, if creation goes well, then Bob sends the call data to the matrix room that was created on the previous step. Alice sees that there is a pending transaction from the chain because its information is stored on chain. And also, she gets the event that was sent by Bob through the matrix. And Omni application compose these two pieces of data, the on-chain data from the storage on the blockchain and the call data from the matrix. And now Alice sees the full picture. She doesn't see only the call hash and some time points. She sees that, yes, it's a, for example, transfer or staking operation or something else. And how the signing goes. So Alice has a call data, and having a call data, she can make a final signing. So she make a final signing of the operation and send event about the signing. And Bob sees that the transaction was executed because he gets the event from the blockchain. And also he gets the signing event from the matrix. So these two events compose together and shows to Bob the full picture on what's happening. So as I said, we have the on-chain data and off-chain data. And we designed the OMP in the way that we always use the on-chain data as a source of truth, because it's a source of truth. Nobody can cheat on the blockchain. And we use the off-chain data from the matrix for sharing additional information like a call data, like multi-sig account invitation, and other additional information like description, time points, and so on and so on. And having these two sources, the user can see the full picture of a multi-sig signing and shouldn't interrupt to some other messengers like Telegram, Matrix in order to get the call data, ask about what is this transaction for, and other things. But what if some of the signatories won't use the off-chain data source? So for example, some signatories use Omni, but some use another solution, because there are a lot of solutions for the managing multisig. So maybe they use another that doesn't work with matrix. So what will happen? We have a Carlos, the next person. And just imagine that guys are creating the account. And for example, here should be Alice, Bob, and Carlos. And they create a matrix room. And yeah, Alice gets the invitation, but Carlos won't get it, even if he is a part of his account, because he's not connected to the matrix. So he should derive the account by himself. And the same picture about the pending operation. So the Bob creates the operation, and this operation will be shared through a matrix with Alice, and also she gets the pending operation from the chain. But Carlos won't get additional information with the call data, so he should ask someone. But it's not a blocker for signing because he still gets the information from the blockchain. And what about completion of operation? So we have a multi-sig account with Carlos, and Alice signs the multi-sig operation, and she sends event about the signing. And at the same time, Bob and Carlos gets the transaction executed event from the blockchain. And also Bob gets the sign-in event from the matrix. So everything works well, and yeah, Carlos still getting the event. So once again, it's not a problem. And the problem we face only in the case when Carlos creates the operation and Bob and Alice see the pending transaction. And they can't get any additional information from matrix because Carlos is not connected to the matrix because he doesn't use Omni application. So what can they do? Carlos can share the call data with Alice, and Alice can send the call data using the Omni application through a matrix, and Bob will get it. And after that, they can make a final sign because they have a call data. And the benefit here is that only one signatory who use Omni should ask for the call data and put it to the Omni. Other signatory will get it automatically from the matrix. So yeah, it's a really, really big theoretical part. And now we are on the way of implementing all the stuff that I described. And today we are ready to show how to create the multi-sig account, and it will be imported to the Omni instance of our signatory. And I'm going to show how the application gets the list of operations from the chain, but not from the matrix. So it will be the next step that I will describe later. So let me start the demo. And I'm starting the Omni. So what can you see here? I have my signatory account, and yeah, there are some dots, tokens, Akala, West End, and Westmint tokens. And what should I do first? I should add the contacts in the address book, because in the address book I can put the matrix ID, and if Omni application knows the matrix ID, it will be able to make the invitations. So I add the contact, and I'm going to add Stepan, and enter his address and matrix ID. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so now I have all the contacts that I'm going to add to the multi-sig account. And I should add it. So I click to the create multi-sig wallet. And you see that I have to log into the matrix. And here we explain to the user why matrix is needed. But once logged in, you shouldn't do it once again. So the Omni application will keep your matrix session, and it will be connected to it automatically when running. So it should be done only for the first time when you create a multi-sig account, or if you do it in the settings. So I can select different matrix servers or even put my own. We have 3 predefined matrix servers, and I'm going to use this one. And I put here my name, my username, and the password. So I try to sign in. Okay, it works. So now it checks that the connection is stable. And now I create the multi-sig account. So I should put name and add signatories. So I add my colleagues and myself. Okay. And I have to put a threshold. It will be 3. Okay, so now you see that the account was successfully created. And now let's check it. You see it's here. And I can see balances. So I have 10 ACA tokens on this account in Akala, 10 Western tokens and Westmint tokens. So you see that we get balances for this account on all supported chains. And also there is something new, the multi-sig operations. So I have operated this multi-sig account before with another application. And you see that I can get the multi-sig operations for all supported chain for this multi-sig account. So I have a multi-sig operation in Akala, in Westmint and Westend. And here we show the process of signing that one signatory has signed each operation and the threshold is 3. It means that 2 signatories should sign this operation more. And this list is grouped by date and we are showing the time. So you may be confused that here is the unknown operation, but don't worry about it. It means that this operation was read from the chain. And on chain, we have only the call hash, time point, and list of signatories who signed the operation. So that's why we can't identify who signed it. I will tell how it will be solved in the future, but now we show it as is. And now let me show what happens in element chat in the matrix. So here I use my account that I use, the same account is used in the Omni application. And you see that the application has detected the new login. And it asks, was it me? Yes, it was me. And now I can go to the security and privacy and show that, yes, the Omni enterprise was logged into the matrix. And yes, it was me. So I can confirm it, but it will be shown a little bit later. Okay, so now I'm going to show something more. So you see that I have only one West operation in the West end, and it happened really long time ago. And I'm going to create a new one. So here I have the same multi-sig account, and we can check that there is only one operation here. And I'm going to make a new transaction. For example, I'm going to send one token to Stepan or two. Okay. And I make transfer. Yeah. So now we have just a second. Probably it takes some time because the operation isn't here. Let's try to refresh the page. It's still only one operation. Yeah, maybe we should wait or check it. Oh, yeah, now it's here. Okay, let's check now the Omni application. And you see that the new Westend operation that was initiated today is shown here. Yeah, the call data is empty because the operation was made outside the Omni. And that's why we can't decode it and show what the operation is it. And as I said, we can provide the call data, but it's not yet implemented. It will be done in the next sprint. Okay. So I think that now I can pass my screen sharing to Stepan, and Stepan can show how he has got the invitation. Just give me a second. Okay, so yes, Stepan, please start your part.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hope you are enjoying our demo. Let me share my screen in order to show almost empty Omni application and how it will look like for invited user. So there you can see that only a few accounts here that I have added just before the demo. And first, we need authorize in matrix with my matrix credential. Let's do that. Let me fill my authorization data and sign in. So everything was okay. And we can see that our status have changed to signed. And we can see that our session not verified. Let's check element application. And there we can see that we have new login. Yes, it's me. Let's check security setting. And here we have a new device, which are unverified, and it is an Omni one. So let's do verification process by uploading file. We also have verification through passphrase and verification key. Let's select this one and upload my security key and click verify. It was quite fast because it's just one request to the matrix server. And let's check element application. Yes, we see that our device was verified successfully. Also, let's check my rooms, and we can see that Pavel have just created a new room and invite all participants. And go back to Omni, and also you can see that a new multisig account was added to my instance of application. Moreover, I have the same list of operations here, and let's sign that one which was created by Pavel. I have in Polka.js the same account, and I will approve that operation. I forgot a little bit my password. Let's check this one. No. Yes, this one. So I successfully signed it, and now the status of operation have changed, and now you can see that 2 of 3 signatory have already signed it. So I think I can pass word to Pavel because everything that I want, I have shown. Thank you. Pavel, do you hear?
Yes, thank you. I hear you well. And thanks for sharing. And let me share what happens in my Omni application. So I see the same picture because Stepan has signed the operation. And the process was changed that sign is 2 or 3. So one more signature was added. And now I'm going to cancel this operation. So I see this approval, but I'd like to cancel it. So I reject it. Okay, and let's wait. Okay. So you see that now this operation was cancelled. So it means that it was on chain, but now it's off chain and now it's cancelled and the reserve came back to my account. So yeah, that's how it works. And I think you can say that, yeah, it's not what was shown in the slides, but let me jump back to the slides and I will explain what we are going to do next. So the next steps will be to implement a few things. So as you saw, the Spectrum Omni Matrix protocol was used only for sharing the multisig account, because when I created it, it was automatically added to Stepan, and also the room, let me show it to this room, was created. So, and now we are going to use this room for exchanging the messages between the signatories in the special format that is described in the specification for sharing the data. And now when I will be creating the operation in the Nova Spectre, the call data will be also shared, and the user will be able to check the details of this operation that describe the details. For example, that it's a transfer or something else. The user will be able to provide the description that I was talking about before. And for sure, other signatories will be able to sign this operation and make a final sign-in, and the depositor will be able to reject it. So the full set of features will be implemented. Now, only the first part of the Omni Matrix protocol is implemented. It's a on-chain data sync. So now we are going to focus on the off-chain data sync in order to provide the full set of features that I described in my slides. So, yeah, I think that's all about the multisig, and as you can see in the roadmap and the features, the multisig account creation is completed, and now we are working on the multisig operations, including the operations themselves and also the OMP implementation for operation support. So I hope that you will see it next demo and I will be able to show it, because I'm really excited how it works, and I'm really excited even looking at the documentation, and I'd like to share it with you as soon as possible. However, we are trying to keep doing things in a high quality, and that's why sometimes it's not too fast. And before we go to the last slide, I have to ask if you have any questions. Maybe you'd like me to show some slides and explain them in details. So I'll do it with pleasure. So if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat. Okay, so I don't see any questions. Okay. My assumption is that my slides were really informative and our demo was really good. So yeah, but if you have any questions, or if you'd like to advise something or provide some feedback, feel free to scan this QR code and share feedback with us. And also you can find me in Element chat, and also you can comment the video in our YouTube channel, where this recording will be posted in the nearest few days. So that's all for today. Yeah, what is a typical delay of a process? Sorry, Dmitry, what delay are you talking about? So are you talking about the delay when signatories are trying to figure out what should be signed, or maybe the delay when Omni application reads the data from matrix, or when Omni application reads the data from chain? Could you please be more specific? Transaction processing time. If you're talking about the signing process, that it might take, it's unlimited. Because if you have 20 signatories, for example, first of them sign this week, second next week, another in a week, and yeah, it takes time. And that's why the threshold is a multiplier in the formula of a deposit calculation, because if it takes a lot of time, if there are a lot of signatories should sign the transaction, if a threshold is really big, then it takes more and more time. If you're talking about the multi-sig operation execution, I mean, when everyone has signed it, when the threshold is reached, it will be immediately sent to the execution. And yeah, it should be in block. So it usually takes just as a regular transaction. So the execution itself takes the same time as for usual transaction, but the signing process may be really, really long. So have I answered your question? Yes, you're right. It's yeah, block calculation. Okay, so if there are no other questions, then let's wrap up here, and thank you for your attention. I was really glad to see you here, and yeah, feel free to ask questions or make some advices and so on. So I will be glad to hear any feedback. So have a good Friday and see you. Bye bye.